My name is Sakshi Roy, and this program is hosted by the University of Tokyo, India office and brought to you by MEX, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology in Japan. I would like to welcome all of the experts we have from world-class Japanese universities and our great attendees. Thank you for taking out time to participate in this webinar. So before we start, let me give you a brief introduction about our office. Our office is a part of Study and Work in Japan Global Network project, and we provide comprehensive information on Japanese universities. We organize education fairs and seminars throughout India. So today we are going to have our 16th webinar series of Study and Work in Japan. And as many of you may know that all these webinars are basically designed to introduce you to some of the best Japanese universities. And we will be discussing the various program offerings and opportunities to study and work in Japan in our online sessions. So there will be 3 different Japanese universities representing in each session: national, public, and private universities. All the universities are basically focusing to introduce English-based programs that are offered by them. I'll tell you, Japan has approximately 700 plus universities as well as specialized vocational institutions. So if you consider Japan as your study destination, you have so many options to choose from world-class universities. The academic options for international students are nearly boundless in Japan. So after graduating from Japanese universities, you'll be truly valuable in the job market, not only in Japan, but in the other countries as well. So I request all of you to please stay tuned with us and join our webinars to learn about world-class universities and their offerings. Lastly, I recommend all of our attendees to please listen to each and every presentation very carefully. And please note down the contact addresses of respective universities, and then you can directly contact them in case if you have any questions. So thank you very much for paying attention. Please enjoy today's session and don't forget to register and join us the next weekend for the next exciting webinar. We hope you enjoy the experience and receive a beneficial information from our webinar. So thank you very much once again. Yeah. So over to you, Shalini-san.
Thank you, Sakshi-san. Our next speaker is Ms. Kushi Zaveri from Kyoto University.
Thank you, Ms. Shalini. I will share my slide right away. I hope you can see my slides.
Yes.
Right. So a very good afternoon to all the panelists and attendees. I'm Kushi Zaveri from Kyoto University, and today I'll be talking about the study and work life in Japan. So I'll start by giving a brief introduction about myself. I was raised in Tokyo and I graduated from an international school in Tokyo. I'm a third-year undergraduate student at Kyoto University and I'm pursuing my bachelor's degree in environmental sciences. At present, I'm a member of the India recipient of the Kyoto University Scholarship. I have worked as an intern at Shibara Institute of Technology, Hitachi, and will be working for Tsukuba University. And last year, I was a member of the Social Innovation Hackathon that was held in collaboration with IIT and NIT. So why should you choose Japan as your destination to pursue further studies? Firstly, Japan is the third largest economy in the world with a population of 126 million and 47 prefectures. It is a member of the G7 summit with other developed countries, including US, UK, Canada, Germany, and many more. Japan ranks 9th in the Global Peace Index and has topped the Safe Cities Index for the third consecutive time. There are a range of international cuisines such as Indian, Korean, Italian, Nepalese, and Japanese available to students coming from the overseas. Recently, culturally appropriate food, including halal, vegetarian, and vegan options, are also being created. Health policies have proved to be very beneficial to international students as 70% of the costs are being paid by the government. There are several universities in Japan that offer English programs at undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral levels. In Japan, undergraduate programs are for 4 years, graduate for 1 or 2 depending on the program you're applying for, and doctoral for 3 to 4 years. The English programs in Japan are well renowned because professors have great expertise in their respective fields and have created unique approaches to teach students. Japanese universities are categorized into national, that are founded by the Japanese government, public, that are led by local public entities, and private, that are based on founders. Japanese universities provide essential resources to students that significantly help their personal and professional growth. Universities also support students by providing student services and facilities, including libraries, research labs, student lounge, gymnasiums, and dormitories. The fee structure is undoubtedly an important aspect while applying to universities. So we have presented a chart that helps one understand and compare the differences between the tuition fee in the US and in Japan. The tuition fee in public universities in the US is 5 times higher than the ones in Japan, while the private universities in the US is 3 times more. The living expenses are somewhat similar. However, Japan is much cheaper than the US in terms of overall education. Financial assistance is also provided by universities or Japanese government in the form of internal and external scholarships. The MEX scholarship and the Justo scholarship being some of the well-known scholarships within international students. In order to apply for the master's or PhD courses, it is crucial for the applicant to contact the supervisor of the program for admission assistance. So the job opportunities in Japan are countless. Graduates from Japanese universities usually tend to work for well-renowned multinational companies such as Amazon, Google, Toyota, and Panasonic. Graduates, especially with a computer background, have a great scope in Japan, and the average salary after graduation is 3.9 million yen per year, which is 27 lakh rupees. Japan also has the lowest unemployment rate, which is 2.34%. Visa procurement is not a very tedious process, and the student visa can be upgraded to working visa if the student is able to find a job within Japan. So as one can infer from this graph, the number of dispositions for employment purposes from international students has been escalating over the years. 2019 witnessed double the capacity of international students than in 2017. There has been a 50% increase in the number of dispositions. The number of students from Southeast Asia has been increasing because of the wide job prospects in Japan. The rise in job opportunities in Japan has increased the demand for international students to pursue their further studies and a career in Japan. So now I'll be talking about my experience in Japan. So I can certainly say that my university has opened doors to several opportunities and experiences. The picture on the left is from an event called Sokeisen, which is a term used for the baseball game between two prestigious universities, namely Kyoto University and Waseda University. The picture on the right is from the hackathon that was held last year in collaboration with IIT and NIT. And in the India Japan laboratory, we conduct social and cultural events so that students from both countries are given the chance to communicate and collaborate. And in the GIS laboratory, we aim to approach different challenges of the environment by using various computer based tools. So, lastly, another very interesting factor of studying in Japan is the opportunity to experience various seasons. Compared to other countries, Japan does not experience harsh climates. One can enjoy different seasons in the country. For example, witnessing the cherry blossoms in spring to the stellar views in fall and winter. Diverse weather conditions give students the chance to experience different seasons and travel across the country. I would like to conclude here. I hope my presentation encouraged you to consider working or studying in Japan, and I hope I was able to give students and parents an insight into the study and work life in Japan. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Kushi-san, for a lovely presentation. So we have a slight change in the agenda. We are moving on to Kyoto University, and Professor Nawata, he is the director of Asian Center, Kyoto University, which is one of the oldest and most prestigious national universities in Japan. It was selected as a top type university of the top global university project by the Japanese government. It has generated several distinguished prime ministers, Nobel laureates, and world-class researchers. It has opened doors for international students to pursue their further studies. Requesting Professor for his presentation.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction, Ms. Shalini. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining this event. I'm Nawata, Director of Kyoto University ASEAN Center, located in Bangkok. But now I'm in Japan. I'm just I'm just back from Thailand, and now the state of isolation at home. Today, I am very pleased to know that many participants who are interested in studying in Japanese universities, especially Kyoto University, join this program. I hope you obtain useful information for your purpose. So let me share my slide. So, okay, no problem.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, Kyoto University was established in 1897 as the second oldest national university. Since then, Kyoto University's policy has been the academic freedom. Under this policy, we have been known as the top leading research university in Japan. But our reputation is not limited within the country. Kyoto University, one of the best universities in the world, and ranked high in various world university rankings shown here. There are 11 Nobel Prize laureates in the past. This slide shows some topics of research done in Kyoto University, which attracted social attention recently. There are nearly 2,700 active faculties in our universities. We have various, oh, sorry, something happened. I'm not sure what happened, but anyway, I will again change the slide. Sorry. So is it okay?
Yes, we can see the main screen.
Oh, okay. So, okay,
Yes.
very sorry. So we have various outstanding researchers and in diversified disciplines. For example, we are trying to create new frontier for the IPS cells. And as for the ASEAN and African area studies, based on fieldworks, we are aiming at a holistic appreciation of ecology, society, and culture in Africa and Asia, and their interrelationship. Such creative studies at Kyoto University is well known from the very beginning, with many renowned researchers like the philosopher Kitaro Nishida and the founder of primatology of Kinji Imanishi. These are just few of our various innovative research. Oh, sorry. We have three main campuses in broader Kyoto city area. And there are 44 off-campus research and educational facilities in Japan and 61 offices and facilities abroad. Students have the choice of engaging with the field research also. Kyoto is the ancient capital city, probably you may know already, which remains as a cultural heart of the country, and it is very popular touristic destination from both Japan and abroad. At the same time, Kyoto is a modern city with many global companies such as Nintendo, a famous game company, you know. It's well known as a city where ancient culture and tradition coexist side by side. Also, Kyoto is known as a student-friendly city. There are over 30 universities and around 10% of the Kyoto population is occupied by college students. You can enjoy your fruitful student life in Kyoto. Kyoto University has more than 22,000 students, including nearly 2,500 international students from 109 countries studying, studying in our campus. Our degree system is shown here. 4 years undergraduate course for most divisions, but 6 years for medicine and pharmacy. There are two study tracks in the graduate school, a master's course of 2 years and a doctor course of 3 years. Furthermore, there is a 5-year doctoral course. In addition, a system of professional graduate school, such as MBA program or public health program, to educate high level of professionals. We offer a wide range of study area under 10 undergraduate and 18 graduate schools shown here. Although Japanese is used as the basic language in most programs, we also have English medium programs where students are taught entirely in English. They are called special international courses. Here is the list of those programs available in English. There are only 3 joint degree programs shown here, but there are more than 20 double degree programs with many partner universities in the world. For the undergraduate program, the only English taught program is civil engineering in Faculty of Engineering. Um, this is a 4-year program leading to Bachelor of Engineering. The program aims to let students to learn to design and manage civil infrastructures while considering global environmental issues in urban and regional areas, particularly in ASEAN and African countries. For details, please visit the program website. This slide shows Kyoto IAP. This is a 4.5-year program which enables students to learn Japanese language and obtain the bachelor degree at the undergraduate school of their choices. Japanese training is provided through program. No Japanese proficiency is required when student at the admission of the students. In the first 6 months, Kyoto Aya provides intensive, very intensive Japanese classes and some pre-foundation classes in certain subjects. First and second year, students study mainly in English, and third and fourth year, they study in Japanese. Students under this program receive full scholarship, including full or partial tuition and admission fee waivers. If you are interested in this program, please join the special session next week. Okay, next week we have special session for IAP program only. For graduate students, the various study areas are available in English, from social science to engineering and biostudies. For details, please visit their respective website linked from the university main website. Okay. Kyoto University is establishing university branch offices to support its international activities in the world. There are currently 3 branch offices: the European Center in Heidelberg, Germany, the ASEAN Center in Bangkok, Thailand, Yes, I am staying there usually, and the North American Center in Washington, D.C., United States. The facilities function as university hubs, developing activities that capitalize on the distinctive qualities of each region. We also have 184 university level of partnership, so-called MOU, and 143 student exchange agreements. So you may get the opportunity to study as an exchange student in a partner university in the world. Since Kyoto University is a national university, tuition fees are relatively reasonable. There is no difference in the fee. Sorry. There is no difference in fees between international and local students. We have a full or half tuition exemption for international students who have financial difficulties. Average living cost in Kyoto is around 800 US dollars per month. It is much cheaper than living in big city like Tokyo. We have 7 dormitories for international students. For, for your reference, the monthly rental fee is in our dormitories range from around 120 US dollar to 350 US dollar for single type rooms. International students are also eligible to apply for accommodation in public housing and Kyoto University's student dormitory. Kyoto University's student dormitory, usually both international and local students can live there. Although the facility is not very great, but the rental fee is very, very reasonable. But many international students choose to live in private apartments. International students who have work permit are allowed to have a part-time job. A wide variety of scholarship programs are available. Japanese government scholarship, as known as MEX scholarship. There are two channels to be a MEX scholars, the embassy recommendation and the university recommendation. To be an embassy recommendation scholar, applicants must submit their application to the Japanese embassy in their home country for the initial screening. On the other hand, to be a university recommendation scholar, please contact your prospective supervisor first and ask him or her for assistance because it is Japanese professor that apply the scholarship, not you for this channel, okay? Next is the Justo Scholarship. It is provides about 440 US dollar per month. Not enough, but helpful. Actually, this scholarship, mainly the applications are accepted only after enrollment or admission, but several designated programs have a reservation slot. Lastly, private foundation scholarship. Kyoto University annually selects and nominates candidates for around 60 foundations. Each foundation typically selects 1 or 2 students from our university and provides around 500 to 1,800 US dollar per month. It depends on private foundation. To get JASO or private foundation scholarship, please follow your prospective department's guide after you get letters of acceptance or admission certificate. Several kinds of support available on campus for international students. Supplemental Japanese language lessons are available, of course, without paying the fee. And tutor systems is designed to assist international students. Tutors are generally the graduate students selected from the graduate school to which the international students belong. There are several advisory services available. Actually, in most cases, they're confidential. In this case, not, not confidential, but usually if face-to-face advices are given, it is strictly confidential. And we have the student lounge called Kizuna, and where you can get together to exchange activity with Japanese or other international students. This slide shows the application for entrance exam. For bachelor degree program, if you take an entrance exam in English, except IA program, we have one English taught degree program, Faculty of Engineering, I have already mentioned. If your Japanese language proficiency is very, very good, you can take a special admission for privately financed international applicants in pharmaceutical, science, and engineering. The Faculty of Law and Economics have a special admission exam for graduates from schools located outside Japan. These two faculties accept applications from both Japanese and foreign nations, but they request you with a very high level of Japanese proficiency. Also, you can take a general admission like a Japanese applicants, but it's rather hard for international applicants. All bachelor degree programs academic year begin in April. This slide shows the application to master's doctor degree programs. If you take an entrance exam in English, there are 15 English taught degree programs. If your Japanese language proficiency is good, you can take a special admission in 9 graduate schools. Each program has an independent application process, and application details vary depending on the program. For instance, some programs start in April, some in October, and some in both. So please visit the program website of your interest and find the information. On the other hand, there is a general procedure for postgraduate application. Please check this chart. First, please find your potential supervisor. You can search the graduate school website or our researcher database available from the university website. Then please apply through AAO. AAO is the Admission Assistance Office of our university. This is a department which supports the postgraduate applicants' application procedures who graduate from universities outside Japan. They support you to contact the potential supervisor. If you get the positive response from a prospective professor, please communicate with her or him to issue a letter of approval. Then, finally, please apply to the graduate school's entrance exam. For your information, some programs you may have to take the entrance exam in our campus in Japan. In such cases, many international students choose to enroll as a research student first. A research student is a non-degree seeking status which enables students to prepare under the supervisor's guidance in Japan before taking the actual admission exam. Some students are enrolled as a research student for filling the gap year, that is between leaving undergraduate in home country and entering Kyoto University, because our graduate schools mainly accept students enrolling in April, except for international program introduced previously. To qualify for this status, applicants must obtain approval from a prospective advisor, then submit admission form and other required documents to graduate school. How to obtain approval? It depends on graduate school and program, but usually please visit our AAO website and follow the introduction given by AAO. Okay. In this slide, the top QR code is the AAO website. The bottom, the bottom one is the website for finding a Kyoto University course and related supervisor, graduate assistant guide for international applicants. So this is the summary for applying the Kyoto University programs in English. As for undergraduate program, civil engineering and Kyoto IAP take place the entrance exam in English. As for graduate programs, as I have already mentioned, 15 programs are available. Each program has independent application process, and the application details vary depending on the program, as I have already mentioned. So please visit the program website of your interest and find the information. If you prefer to look for a potential supervisor first, you can search the graduate school website or our researcher database available from the university website. Okay. So this is the this is all my talk. I hope you could find any information useful. If you have any questions, please put them in QA box. We look forward to seeing you in our campus in near future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Nawata, for a detailed presentation. Would you like to answer a few questions? Would you like me to pick or?
Okay. Okay, I will read whether IELTS is necessary for get admission in Japan. In Japan, in Kyoto University, we have, as I have already explained, we have 15 international programs. In most cases, the English proficiency test score is necessary. So usually IELTS or TOEFL IBTs. And the minimum score is depending on the program. And some did not show the minimum score, but usually as common sense, 70 or higher is necessary. Okay.
So
the next,
TOEFL
yes.
Is, I mean, equivalent, I mean, IELTS or TOEFL, is it particular for TOEFL or is it any of those are okay?
Usually, it depends on the program or graduate school. Some only limit the TOEFL, IBT, or IELTS. Some accepts TOEIC or others. So please visit our website. Okay, so next question is any integration course with master and PhD available in any university related to mechanical engineering. In Kyoto University, we have the international course for mechanical engineering provided by Graduate School of Engineering. The next question is, I would like to know if Kyoto University offers postdoctoral fellowship. If yes, do I need to contact the supervisor myself, or is there a website showing available postdoc position? It's rather difficult to answer, but anyway, please contact prospective professor first, because we do not have the official system to provide the postdoctoral fellowship. So usually applicants contact JSPS for the postdoctoral fellowship. And then anyway, when you apply for the scholarship fellowship to JSPS, you need to show the prospective supervisor or, or professor first. So please contact the professor first, okay? The next question, for MBA program, do I need to connect with professor or directly can apply to university? As long as I know, if you'd better contact professor first. Yes, MBA program, it is a very popular program. So many, each, usually they accept twice. I mean the the admission period is autumn and spring. So at each time they accept many students. But anyway, please contact the professor first. And the next question is the fall semester starting in September, October, the civil engineering and the, as long as I know, the engineering programs usually accept students from the April, but they may change. So please access their website.
So one more question, I think it's related to computer science.
Oh, computer science.
Completed N3 Japanese level, JLPT. Can they apply to computer science in University of Kyoto?
Which one?
Mr. Sanchez as well.
I'm having a third Japanese. No, not this one.
Yes, I'm having an N3 Japanese level. Can I apply for computer science in Kyoto University?
Apply for computer science in Kyoto. I'm not sure. So, this person that. Not so easy. You know that usually at the postgraduate course, the students need to attend the classes. So not all the classes are given in English. So international course, all the classes are entirely taught in English. But ordinary courses, some classes are given in Japanese, or most of them are given in Japanese. So their Japanese level need to be very high. N1 is necessary usually. So if you have only N3, it's better to take international course. We have the international course for computer science. Okay.
We have
some more time.
Oh yes, we have.
Okay.
Questions, but
I'm interested in doing MBA in Japan, and I'm serious about study and work in Japan. So I'm already studying Japanese. What are the necessary documents to criteria to admission in Kyoto University? Thank you for your time. As I have already explained, our MBA has international courses. So in this case, there is no need to worry about Japanese language. Okay, the classes are all entirely taught in English. Okay. Well, still some more time?
I think it should be fine. We have a few questions, but can I just pick one?
Okay, where will we get PR after? Oh, no.
What are the study opportunities for, I think it's more of accountancy and commerce student?
We have the courses of MBA and courses of economics. So you can choose the subject of interest. Please access our website, okay?
Thank you so much, Professor Nawata. We would now like to move on to Nagoya University, which is also the Nagoya University of Commerce and Business, NUCB as it is called, is a renowned private university in Japan. It is the only institution in Japan to be accredited by 2 international accreditation boards. NUCB provides an inclusive learning environment to students of different realms. The wide international network and high educational standards make the institute a great place to pursue further studies, especially in business and commerce. Mr. Ferry Mason, Assistant Director for Marketing and Admissions, will be presenting today.
Guys, thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. I hope everyone is very healthy and very well. I'm going to present about my university, NUCB. I'm actually an alumni of the graduate school. So I'll be focusing on the undergraduate side. Okay, I know there's lots of interest in the MBA today. At the end, I can try and answer some questions, but today I'm going to focus on the undergraduate courses that we are offering at NUCB. Okay. So let me first start off of where we're located. You may not know so much about the geography of Japan. We are located in the center of the country. So we're in a place called Aichi Prefecture. It's known to be a central location. So I think our students love the fact that on the weekends they can, jump on a train, be in Tokyo, be in Kyoto, be in Osaka quite easily. In terms of cost, it's around 20 to 30% cheaper than living in the bigger cities such as Tokyo. And if you're a fan of nature like I am, on your doorstep, you have the opportunity for hiking, and there's rivers close by. So it's kind of a mixture where you're in this, obviously big city. It's the fourth largest in Japan, the third most populous, home to Toyota. But being amongst this, abundance of nature really gives a nice feel to this city. Here we can see downtown Nagoya. I was just there literally 2 hours ago. It's seen a lot of development recently. So here we can see the TV tower, which is quite a nice place for our students to hang out at the weekends. Here you can see, shopping, malls, transportation in Japan is really fantastic. So to get around is quite convenient. And obviously this area is known for business. So I'm sure you've all heard of Toyota, sorry. Mitsubishi for the airline was recently here. The bullet train, the Japanese maglev, we have a new train coming next year that will connect Tokyo even faster. And a lot of companies have their headquarters here. Much to see and do. So students love the fact that, we have USJ, Universal Studios on a day trip. If you want to go see the sumo, which is happening now, we have that in Nagoya as well. So lots to see and do in this area to make the student life that much more exciting. In terms of our campus, it's really unique, I think, in Japan. Here we can see our main campus, 1.5 times the size of Tokyo Disneyland, and actually give you a sort of perspective on the size. And what makes this unique is the fact that it's what we call an all-in-one campus. So there's no need to be traveling between campuses. That obviously takes time, takes money. Everything that you need to do is on this one campus, including dormitories that are located close by. So from things such as convenience store, we have a 7-Eleven on campus. In terms of restaurants, we have various offerings for our students. Library, you can see obviously sports, from tennis courts to American football, to obviously the popular baseball that we have on campus. And here we can see the design of the campus is also very modern. So I'll talk a lot about the classroom, but here you can see at the bottom, the library. We can also see the convenience store in the top right-hand corner as well. I mentioned being an all-in-one campus plays its part for international students. So lots of clubs and circles that you can join regardless of your Japanese ability. We highly encourage it. So, if you'd like to play volleyball, if you'd like to practice, judo, make that part of your campus experience, learn some Japanese cultures and customs. We have an international affairs department that are here to help you take part in those activities. So we offer a BBA, which I know is very common in India. So I don't need to spend too much time explaining it to you. So we're the only school in Japan that offers it entirely in English. So That means that there's no requirement of Japanese before coming to the school, and there's no Japanese requirement before graduation. Okay, some schools may set a requirement before you graduate to get to, let's say, JLPT N2. Here we can see a snapshot of our international students. We typically bring in around 200 students each year from more than 35 different nationalities. We have a few coming from India because of the understanding of what a BBA is. The BBA that we offer is quite general in nature. So students would study everything that you can see on this left-hand side of the graphic. So typically we're going to be studying management and marketing and finance. And we also have around a 20% component of liberal arts. I'll get on to how unique we are in terms of the way that we deliver later on. But on the right-hand side of this image, you can also see how the 4 years of the program is laid out for you. So the first 2 years, we are teaching you the fundamentals. So we have students that come from very, very different backgrounds, whether that be, the British A-levels, the CBSE, the IB. So we need to get everyone up to scratch on, finance, introduction to management, introduction to marketing, and, building you up through the liberal arts, such as economics, politics, things such as that. Okay. You'll also see the opportunity for exchange, perhaps a double degree. It is not mandatory, but it's an opportunity you are more than welcome to take on. The university would pay for your flights, so you could spend, let's say, 6 months in the UK, you could spend 6 months in Canada, and really build that into your program, your curriculum, and have that sort of understanding of different cultures and customs throughout your 4 years. You'll also see the summer and spring break. Again, we are very unique in our offerings. Our students break up in mid-January, and their winter spring break lasts until April. So quite a long break there. And that's where we really, really recommend that students take on the opportunity for part-time work, language study, internship, etc. And then August would be the summer holiday. In terms of the way that we teach, if you look on the right-hand side of this graphic, there's something that we call participant-centered learning, which is really against the traditional faculty-centered learning. So commonly, someone will teach you, you will maybe revise for a final exam that has a very high component towards your final grade. For us, we're much more focused towards participant-centered, and that should give you the key word there, that you must come to class and be prepared to raise your hand and talk in the class. We can see here that the average class size is 35. You can see the different nationalities, I'm sure here, almost a 50-50 split between the male and female. And we don't have final exams. So a lot of your focus will come from being prepared, coming to class, raising your opinion, and learning from people that may come from very, very different backgrounds from yourselves. So like I mentioned before, more than 35 different nationalities, people that come from all over the world, and learning from their experiences is a wonderful opportunity for studying. The way we teach is coming from the case study system. Now, case study typically originates from Harvard Business School. It's commonly taught at the MBA level, but we teach this at the undergraduate school. So this in turn leads into what kind of student that we look for. So you must know that we're 100% case study. You must learn that a lot of the onus is on the student themselves to do their own study. We typically recommend 2 to 3 hours per day to read the case for the next day's study. What a case study is a factual story about a company, and that company's story does not come to an end. Okay, there is no conclusion. So let's say Amazon are moving to the market of India, and they need to produce a marketing plan. That real factual story finishes, and then it is your perception of what you would do in that scenario. So continually giving you that opportunity to be a leader as such. The way we teach is also very unique in that there's only one class per day. The maximum number of classes you can take in a week is 5. Okay, here we can see an example of the first year curriculum. So if you have a morning period, you would start at 9:20 a.m. and you would be finished before 1 p.m. So, have your lunch, maybe then prepare for the next day, maybe do some part-time work. It really depends on campus activities, sports clubs, etc., etc. So, 200 minutes, one class per day. That really gives into the way that we teach at NUCB. I mentioned before about the overseas opportunities. I think building this into your program is very common nowadays, and the fact that we would pay for your return flights, the fact that there is no extra tuition to pay, comparing Japanese tuition to, let's say, Europe, where I'm from, North America, there's a huge cost saving. But more importantly, it's about building your curriculum, maybe focusing on a certain area of subject speciality. So, for example, going to Bocconi in Italy, going to CUHK in Hong Kong, going to Ivy in Canada. These are many, many opportunities that our students are taking to expand their bachelor program. We also have the opportunity for a double degree. So within the 4 years, you can gain 2 diplomas. The number of schools that we are working with are growing, but at the moment you can see here schools such as Neoma in France, Kemi Business School in the Republic of Ireland. So typically 2+2, depending on the program. And again, we would pay for the flight and there's no extra tuition to pay. Thank you for the very beautiful introduction in the beginning. So yes, we are accredited. You can see at the undergraduate level, we hold something called AACSB. A number of business schools in India also hold this accreditation. And what this means is quite simply that we have to meet very, very strict international standards of education. We've held this for over 10 years, okay? And we have to be reaccredited, meeting their standards, such as the faculty that we employ, the curriculum that we are developing, the financial stability of the university. Currently, only 5% of the world's business schools hold that accreditation. And again, when you're looking for employment, regardless if you want to stay in Japan, that accreditation is world recognized. In terms of the graduate school, there may be some people here that are interested in the MBA. We offer that entirely in English. We were the first school in Japan to be ranked by the Financial Times, the British newspaper. We're number 1 in QS across all of the programs that we offer as well. We offer 2 intakes on the BBA, so the spring and the fall. So depending on your school, depending on when you graduate, typically we see a number of students coming for the fall, coming from international schools in India. But depending on your CBSE, you may be able to take a gap year. You may want to come in the spring, which is also a nice opportunity. Tuition we can see here, this is the total tuition for 4 years as a private university. So 4.8 million Japanese yen, about 45,000 US dollars. You can see the split 2 times per year. And that is before any tuition reduction scholarship as well. In terms of application, very straightforward. There are some rumors that Japanese universities are incredibly difficult to apply to. We're here to dispel that myth. We're here to help. So if there is interest from today's session, feel free to contact us. We're happy to always organize a separate session so you can fully understand the application and what you need to do. But in general, 12 years of education, okay, from your primary, from your elementary school all the way through to your high school. So, no problem there. There's no minimum requirement in terms of, a CBSE score, A levels, IB. What we're looking for is your motivation to join our program. I think from today, learning that we are case method, learning that we are, quite international in our outlook, location of the school, that must come across through your application. So we ask for some essays, we would have an interview, we ask for a recommendation letter. Document submission can be online. In terms of coming for Japan, your interview is conducted online, so no requirement to come to this country. Living, so I mentioned previously that living in Nagoya is much cheaper than some of the bigger cities. Here we can see how much it would cost. We offer a number of scholarships related to living. So for example, a rent discount. We also automatically apply for the Justo Honors Scholarship. And I think you can see here for a private 1-bedroom room, it's quite cheap to live in Japan. Student support, we are here for our students. We would classify as a small to medium university. And given that we have, a small number of students that join us every year, there may be worries from parents, from students coming to an entirely new country. But what I can say is that we are here to support you in every step of that way. We guarantee the dormitories. You're welcome to stay for all 4 years. They are a private 1-bedroom dormitory. You have your own shower. You also have your cooking facilities. So whilst meals aren't provided in the dormitories, we obviously have cafeterias and restaurants on campus. Majority of our students cook and take that on as part of their learning, to learn how to cook for themselves, okay? We would apply for your visa. Japan is very straightforward in that aspect. We have lots of cultural activities off campus that are subsidized by the university to really give you that chance to learn more about the culture of Japan. One of the most popular is the weekend trip to Kamanokoro, World Heritage Site, beautiful, beautiful hiking experience. We also have Zen experience, rice planting, flower planting. So yeah, lots of opportunities. In terms of scholarships, there is no application for those, okay? They are automatically considered. And before, accepting your offer, if you're accepted to the program with your acceptance letter, you will be told if you are given a number of scholarships, okay? They can be combined. The first opportunity is a tuition reduction scholarship. If we convert that to a percentage terms, 30, 60 or 90% discount on your annual tuition, okay? If a student is not given a tuition reduction scholarship, we give them a brand new computer, a brand new MacBook Air. I mentioned before the housing scholarship, which is the reduction on the rent. We will apply for your JASO academic honors scholarship. And if you are taking the International Baccalaureate, the IB, and you gain 32 points or higher, we would guarantee roughly the equivalent of a 30% discount per year, guaranteed for the first 2 years. Okay. We are also offering students the chance to join an experience day, is what we're calling it. So if you're unsure about the case method, you're unsure if that is a good fit for you personally, our professors are giving a demonstration lesson. We have 10 opportunities covering, economics, covering liberal arts, business, finance. So free of charge, that will be on our website. We're offering that chance for our students to really understand what we call best fit, because that's how our admissions is conducted. Do you like case method? It's not for everyone. So come in and enjoy that experience if you can. You can find our email address here. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer them, and very, very grateful for this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mason. Could I request you to leave your contact details and relevant links in the chat box, please?
Sure.
I think you answered the question regarding the MBA. Would you like to pick any other question?
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about the MBA. Now, obviously, I'm an alumni of the school, but I don't work. So, it's completely different offices. But if you're interested to take an MBA, and from my understanding, if you have more than 3 years work experience, then you would be eligible. There is no GMAT requirement, but there would be a scholarship for that, okay, depending on the score. The admissions team are very friendly. If you go into the website of the graduate school, there's a live chat function. They work on the weekends, and they'll be more than welcome to answer your questions there. Okay, the MBA can be a 1, it can be a 1.5 or 2-year program. So yeah, please get in touch with them. But please note that I work for the undergraduate school, so my focus is on the BBA. Okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mason. Please do leave your contact details again in the chat box.
Okay, let me share that now.
Could we have the agenda slide, please? So there's been a slight change with the agenda today. So we are moving on to the Japan Science and Technology Agency, which is an integrated organization of science and technology. It plays a crucial role in the development and advancement and commercialization of new technologies in Japan. The organization funds numerous research projects nationally and internationally, and also promotes international joint research to stimulate progress in this realm. I would like to invite Mr. Nishikawa.
Okay, good afternoon or good evening. My name is Nishikawa from JST. I'll talk about the program, invitation program called Sakura Science Programs. Just hold on. Okay, this one. Yeah, yes. JST, the Japanese government agency under the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology. We promote science and technology and human resource development in science and technology. And then we provide support, financial support to the joint research programs, R&D research programs. And we set up office in 2015 in New Delhi, India office in New Delhi, together with the University of Tokyo India office. So we're running this office together. This office is very close to Deer Park in New Delhi, I'm sure you know. And then we run joint research program. This is the example with India. With various countries we do this program, but this is just for example with India. We have various joint research programs, for example, University of Tokyo, IIT Bombay, and so on, Kyushu University, IIT Delhi, and so on. And this is IIT Hyderabad, and then Nagoya Electric Works. And this, and there are some other. We have just now have several projects just going on with India. And then going back to Sakura Science Program, this is an invitation program. So if you are a student, high school student, that means class 10, 11, and 12, or university student, I'm sure you should be interested in this program. So because you can come to Japan free of almost free of charge and then experience Japan. So this is a short-term invitation, introductory invitation program for the first comer to Japan. And to promote exchange between Japan and then the world. Formerly, it was from only 41 countries, of course, including India and Sri Lanka and so on. But now, starting this year, we decided to provide, invite any country from all over the world. And also, in the past, it was only science and engineering students, or people, researchers. But now, this time, from starting this year, it is to cover the humanities and social sciences courses. So almost anybody can use this program and come to Japan. So this is a mainly open application program. This is called for proposal type, we call it. So important thing is the host receiving organization, host organization. That is high schools, universities, research institutes, private companies, NGO, NPOs, and other registered organizations in Japan. They can be the applicant. They can apply for this program together with their counterpart in your country. So receiving organization or host organization submit proposal to JST, and we evaluate, and if we find it appropriate, and then we provide funding, almost 100% funding. And there's some certain regulations, limitations. That is, age-wise, it should be invitees should be between 15 years and 40 years of age. This is for the targeted for the younger generation, and you should be a very good student, of course. And then you have those students, also those people who have not stayed in Japan before. So if you studied in Japan, you are not eligible, because mainly this is for the first time visitor to Japan. But if the short time tourist is just exempted, so it's okay. So this is just example. For example, University of Tokyo invited 10 computer science students from IIT Delhi, IIT Hyderabad, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Madras. And they had a short joint research program, short-term joint research program at University of Tokyo. This is just one example. These are the main universities which invite so many people from outside. That is, for example, number one is Miyazaki University, who already invited 757. And then follows Okayama University, Osaka, Tokyo Metropolitan Institute of Technology, Kyushu Institute of Technology, University of Tokyo, Tokyo University of Science, Kumamoto University, Kyushu University. All these are very good universities. They invite people from, they become the host or receiving organizations, and then invite people from all over the world. So this figure is a total number we have so far invited by this program from 41 countries. Because fiscal year 2020, there was nobody invited due to COVID-19 pandemic. But after that year, up to 2019, total 6 years, we have already invited over 33,000 people. For example, from India, over 2,800 people visited Japan by this program. For example, Sri Lanka, 329, Bangladesh, 374, and so on. So it depends on the choice of the receiving organization, to whom to invite. So for those people who have visited Japan by this program, automatically become the member of Sakura Science Club. This is an alumni association, alumni club. So for India, in October 2018, we had the first alumni meeting at the embassy, Japanese ambassador's official residence. So many people gathered here, and he was the ambassador of Japan. And he's the main guest from India. He's Professor Vijay Lagahavan. He's the principal scientific officer to government of India. And then that time, main coordinator of the alumni association was selected. And Dr. Jitendra Chu, he's assistant professor of ISA Pune. He became the coordinator, main coordinator, and other coordinators are here. And they now are running. And actually, we have over 10 coordinators right now. Some coordinators are added later on, and they are running this association. And this is the second alumni meeting. This was held in 2020 February at IIT Delhi campus. I'm here, and then this is the ambassador, Japanese ambassador, and these are the people. We had some poster session competition. And we had the third alumni meeting. This is online this year, May 29, 2021. This was only online due to COVID-19. This was main guest presentation was done by the, I'm sure, Pravasi Bharatiya Saman Award winners, awardees, 2 professors who are now doing research in Japan. They were the main speaker at this meeting. So this is the photos. He is the main coordinator, Dr. Jitendra Chu. This is myself. And here's Mr. Miyauchi of University of Tokyo, India office. So And this, as for Sri Lanka, also we had the alumni meeting 2019. This is at the Renica Hotel in Colombo. And we also had this type of meeting in China and also Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, and also Indonesia. So we are now trying to expand this network, alumni network globally. So we want more participation. And then this was Japan. In Japan also, there is alumni of Sakura in Japan. Some of the students who come to Japan by Sakura Science Program now visit again, now studying in Japanese university and so on. So there is this alumni in Japan was also there. So most important thing for if you want to come to Japan by this program, you know, or if you are a student, you have to consult, you have to involve your school or your university, because this is not an individual to individual program. This is institution to institution or organization to organization program. So you have to have your school or your university has to have a host organization in Japan to tie up with. So most important thing for the sending organization should have receiving organization in Japan. So if you're a student, please speak to your teacher, principal, or your professor or vice chancellor of your schools or universities, and persuade them to apply, to tie up with Japanese host organizations, host universities, host schools, and then persuade them to invite you, your school or yourself by this program. So far, chances are great. If you, as long as you can find a good partner in Japan, I'm sure, and also you can make a very good proposal. I'm sure you'll be able to come to Japan by this program. And then, if you find Japan interesting, and then please apply to Japanese university or graduate schools in Japan. I'm sure you'll find it very attractive and very useful for your future career. So, and just remember Sakura Science Program. All the details are on our website. So just search for Sakura Science Program. We have an English website as well. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Nishikawa-san. Could we have the agenda slide, please? Unfortunately, today we missed Tokyo International University. However, they will be joining in the future sessions. So we recommend you sign up for the upcoming sessions as well. So today we have our last speaker from the University of Tokyo, master's student, Mr. Swapnil Chaurasia.
Thank you very much, Ms. Shalini, for giving me this opportunity to speak here. So a very good afternoon to all the attendees from South Asia, and good evening to all the attendees from Japan. So my name is Swapnil Chaurasia, and I'm a master's student at the University of Tokyo. And I'm here to present some of the key takeaways from the Study and Work in Japan webinars. So I have been working with this webinar series for past 2 years, and I have attended a variety of webinars, and there has been quite a lot of information that students get and many questions that they have. So to summarize these questions, I think it is good to know that what you should expect to learn from these webinars. So first, I would want to introduce what are the things you can learn. So of course, first is you can learn about the education system and educational opportunities in Japan. You can get a glimpse of life in Japan and the available opportunities, as most of the universities will be giving you about the information about the infrastructure and student life. Next, I would say this is one of the most important aspects is even if you do not find the courses of your choice in the webinar, these webinars are still very important and helpful for you, as you will understand what is the admission process for finding out the courses of your choice. Next, we share information about scholarship opportunities, contact details in the chat box. Please note them down. They are very, very important. And last, and but not the least, please contact your prospective supervisors and as soon as possible. It's always helpful. Next, I would like to talk about some of the unique things that a student from South Asian schools and universities should understand when they want to come to Japan. First thing is, you have to understand the difference in the naming of departments and courses. This may sound very trivial and very rudimentary, but it's very important. So the undergraduate schools here are called Graduate School of Arts and Sciences or Graduate School of Engineering. So please be aware about the naming. Next, admission process. This, I think, if you attend any these webinars, you will understand that the admission powers are available at the university level. Universities have the power to give admissions, unlike India, where you have to give a centralized examination like NEET or GATE or JEE. So please always remember to contact the universities directly. Also, inside the universities, different graduate schools have their own admission process. So, for example, the University of Tokyo has many graduate schools, and in each graduate school, there will be opportunities for international students, which I will be showing you by giving you how to access the websites. Regarding this, I would want to share with you how to go to the website and find the schools of your choices. So for example, if you want to apply in University of Tokyo, you can go to a University of Tokyo website. So these kind of websites are for all the major universities. So in these, for undergrad, for master's courses, they are called graduate schools. As I said, naming is very important. So go to graduate schools and you will see the list of graduate schools, and each graduate school may be having their own admission process for international students. So to give you one example, I will give you about the education opportunity about Graduate School of Information Science and Technology. So here you can see special selection for international applicants. So you can get these kind of informations very easily. So this is how you should approach about getting admissions in Japan. Explore the university website, explore the graduate schools, and there you can find a lot of information that are available. You will see these informations in the webinars, but they are even further. You are just seeing the tip of the iceberg. So next, I will talk about the other opportunities. Other thing is the demarcation of education system in Japan is very different from that in India. So for example, a degree of Bachelor's of Arts in Economic Science is very different from the same in India. So please do not restrict yourself by the name of engineering and medical fields, as education system have very different structure in Japan. To give you an example, there is a very prestigious program called PEAK program for undergraduate education in Japan, in which you will be getting a degree of Bachelor's of Arts and Sciences. So it's a BA degree in environmental sciences or any other department. But the educational and the job opportunities here are completely same for all the technological courses. So please do not think about the demarcation that exists in India will be the same in Japan. Next, there are many bachelor courses which are in English, but there are also Japanese courses, bachelor courses which are in Japanese, in which there is no prerequisite for Japanese in language knowledge. So you will require to learn Japanese after coming to Japan. So please also be aware of these kind of opportunities, as there are many opportunities like this in Japan. So additional points about Japan that you must have been listening in most of the webinars, that life is very pleasant. To give you an example, Tokyo is one of the most, is actually the most populated city in the world. And yet it is the second most livable city for students and features in the top 5 of the most livable city in the world. So life in Japan is very systematic and very convenient. Other thing about even if you are not able to get the scholarship opportunities, these are very important things that students should be aware of, that there are plenty of part-time job opportunities in Japan, which are highly rewarding. Any student can easily sustain himself by doing part-time jobs. It's generally recommended for bachelor's and master's students. It is quite common for Japanese students and other international students to come here and do part-time jobs to sustain themselves. Last, I would definitely want to put a lot of emphasis on the visa procurement after completing your education. So after completing your education, the visa procedure and the visa transition system is very convenient. If you can have a job, then then your visa process will be very convenient and very fast. And securing a job in Japan, if you have graduated from a Japanese university, is very high, as we have Japan has close to 98% employment rate in the world. So these are some of the important aspects and I think important key ideas that students should have before they want to apply for education in Japan. So last, I would like to share a little bit of my glimpse of my life here in Japan. So we have a big Indian diaspora of students here. So we have regular farewell parties, welcome parties. So this is one of the parties in which we have Indian Student Association parties. As I mentioned, part-time jobs. So a student do part-time job. Even I had this opportunity of having a part-time job of English teaching here in Japan. We conduct various activities and inter-university meets to keep students, give a chance to students to have networking. And apart from that, Japan is a land of surprises. You will be surprised to see how many easily available opportunities are there for you. You will have a lot of extracurricular activities at your disposal. The weather and the environment is beautiful in Japan. You will be amazed to see the food in Japan is really amazing. So overall, I would say any person who might be skeptical before coming to Japan about the life in Japan and the language barriers, Japan has proved out to be one of the most tourist friendly country in the world. And living as a student in Japan has been a privilege for me. And I wish you all will be motivated towards coming to Japan and will be able to fulfill your dreams after coming here. So that's all from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chaurasia, for giving a very informative presentation. I think you covered almost all aspects of living, studying, and working in Japan. And I hope it's very helpful for the students. Thank you so much. Thank you again.
I hope that too. Thank you.
So could we have the agenda slide, please? With this, we come to an end of our session today. We thank our panelists and attendees for attending the session, requesting attendees to please sign up for the upcoming sessions this month and in August. We recommend you attend as many sessions as possible, as different universities take part in every session and give you insight and study and live and work in Japan. Thank you again and see you soon.